Hello and welcome back to my craft room. Today I'm going to be trying out some new Pintor pens. Well, they're not new, they're new to me, new colours to me. I love Pintor pens, but I've only had black and white before, so we've got all these different colours in the shop where I work and I just couldn't resist. I seriously spend most of my wages in there. Okay, I'm going to go straight to the desk and show you what I've got in mind. I want to try the pens out on a few different kinds of surfaces because that's one of the things that makes them so brilliant. Now this black and white, I've had them for ages and they're a little bit on their last legs. So in case those don't play ball, I've got some black and white Posca pens waiting in the wings, just in case. These are the brand new ones. And I did have a big fat black Pintor like this as well, but I can't find it. I think maybe I ended up having to chuck it because I used it such a lot. They're so good, it's such a lovely dense black and such an opaque white, and they really do work on anything. So I use them a lot on paper and stuff, but also you can use them on wood and glass and metal, fabric. If you heat treat them, you can put the fabric through the wash as well, I believe. So I'm going to try all of that out. And as with the Easter season is kind of on the horizon, I think it's mid-April this year, we've got a few little Easter themed goodies coming into the shop and I couldn't resist those either, so I brought some of them home. I will put a link to the shop where I work below, because if you live locally you can come in and get hold of these, although I'm sure you can get them in other places as well. But, you know, I hasten to add I have bought these with my own money. I'm not being paid to show you these. I just thought they were really cute. So this is like a little bunny inside a bunny. Just cut out of a big chunk of laminated wood. It was only £3. And I thought, what a cute little alternative Easter idea. Actually, it does occur to me that wouldn't that be a great way of doing a gender reveal, which seems to be the... you know, a popular thing these days. But anyway, beside the point. So I'm going to have a go with that. That's wood, obviously. And then we had these little hangy things. Oh, it's just bring the whole thing over. So there's a bunny, a chicken, and just an egg shape. So I've got a couple of each to have a play with. They're only 50p each. And that'd be a really good way. It's a nice smooth wood base. So it'd be a really good tester for the Posca pens, and I'm going to just try them on the bare wood. I'm not going to prime them with gesso or anything. I've got a little piece of fabric because I want to make a little kind of motif to use in my journal of stitchery, and I need a leaping bunny for that, so I thought, right, yep, these will work together. And then this was another thing I got from work, so these were only a couple of quid each. They're eco-friendly bamboo and they're labelled as a flower pot, but I thought, well, actually for me, a little handy pot for keeping pens and things in, or for using for water. And it feels so lovely, this bamboo stuff. It's similar but not exactly the same as the little cubbies that I've got all my pencils and things in. And I think that'll be a nice smooth surface to draw on with the pens. And finally, I want to have a go with it. This is just one of my old jam jars I use for water when I'm watercolour painting in here. So I thought it's a nice flat surface and good to try out the glass. I mean, it'd be quite pretty you could put a nightlight in there, but I will probably continue to use it for watercolour painting. So I've already sketched out some ideas. Here's my leaping bunny motif. I'm going to keep it very simple. I will probably just do it in silhouette, but maybe leave the tail white. I don't think I'm going to do an outline. The Posca pens come in lots of different nib sizes, and I really it was difficult to decide. I think they come in at least 4 different sizes. This is a bullet point. So obviously you can get a reasonably small line with it, but it wouldn't be too difficult to cover quite a big area as well. I didn't want one of the really fine ones, but I didn't want one of the really fat ones. It's quite difficult. So I'm going to be able to get tiny detail. I'm not going to try doing line work or anything. So I thought the bunny I could have probably just, I've roughly drawn the shape and size of the cup. Probably I can do a bunny on one on each side with that. Then I want to do another one with licorice all sorts, so that's where the black will come in as well. I'll have to take slight artistic liberties with the colours of licorice all sorts, but I'm hoping that we still come across as licorice all sorts. The wooden pieces, I'm thinking I'm going to do just spots or stripes or something. They're just little, very simple. Oh, and then for the jar, I've done a little macaron shape. I think you can see that very well. Yeah. Because I thought I could do, you know, a little stack of macarons. I could probably get 3 up there if I can. If I'm enjoying doing it, there'll be 3. If I'm not, there'll just be 1 on the front. The only thing with macarons is that I can't get any, you know, I feel like I need a bit of graduation in colour. Now you can mix these if you're reasonably quick, because they are just like paint in a pen form, really, acrylic paint. But obviously I've got limited colours. I'm gonna have a go at mixing a tiny bit of black with some of the colours. I'll probably just mix them up on, like, maybe on this lid or something, just to see if I can get a little bit of depth in this part here, where you get that kind of textury edge on a macaron. You know, you get this bit's all nice and smooth and shiny, isn't it? And then this bit has got texture to it because of the way the macaron cooks. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get that. I will give it a go. Great thing is about if you're using these is that as long as you're reasonably quick, you can quickly wipe it off and start again. I have got some water handy. I've got an old towel handy as well, and I've got some of these bamboo cotton buds, again eco-friendly, just because they might be handy for taking little bits off or blending with or something. That's kind of what I've got in my head. So first thing I need to do is prime all of these Pintor pens. So obviously these 2 are ready to go. As I say, they may fail me because they are well used, but I've got the Posca pens just in case. So with these kind of pens, if you're not using them before, you need to give them a really good shake first before you start. They say for about 20 seconds, I think, and I would certainly do that before I used them the first time. Sometimes even if I'm using them for a long time, if I'm having a long kind of drawing session, I will stop and give them another good shake in between as well. So then when you've done that, shaking with the lid on can be disastrous if not. Then you can see, like, there's no ink there in the nib at the moment. What you have to do, I wonder if I can bring you down. I'm sure for most people watching this you'll already know all this, but just in case, because it was new to me at one point, so if you just press the nib really gently, you can see it springs in and out. So you just hold it upright. Incidentally, they recommend you store them nib downwards as well. Sorry, nib upwards. You store them nib upwards, which kind of feels counterintuitive to me. So I'm just pumping this nib up and down until, and you can see the ink is just starting to appear, and it can take a little while, especially with these large nibs. There you go. See, it's starting to come down. There we go, and that one's all ready to go. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that process with all 5 of these pens. There we are, all done. That took a few minutes actually, but yeah, we're all set now. So I think I need to be quite this close because that ring light is in my way a bit. I think I want to just see how these will mix first. I don't want to contaminate the nibs with the other colours. I'm not sure how well they will clean up if I do that. So for example, what would happen if I mixed these 2? Oh, you do need a bit nearer. Okay, let's just have a go. Let's just see. It's going to dry pretty fast though. Oh yeah, you can actually blend, and bearing in mind that I won't be working on paper, I'll be working on glass to make this, the macaron I'm thinking of particularly. So I will have a little bit more time, but you can see that already that's dry. That's dry. So if I wanted to get that off now, I've just spritzed that with water to see how well it will come off. Yeah, that will come off. I think once it's set though, it wouldn't come off so easily. So I'm going to take this little beaded cord off and put it back on afterwards, because otherwise it's going to get in my way. And I'm going to try it without, I don't want to use any primer and things if I don't have to. Let's try, I love this minty colour. Let's try this, and then I'm going to do a spot on it, perhaps a white spot on it. Let's see how well, because I can do different things on each side as well. Goes on nice and smoothly, it feels lovely. I am going with the grain of the wood. It'll be interesting to see how it dries up. Now I've left that little tail because I think it might be quite fun to do that in white, but it's covered pretty well, look. See if that will focus for me. Yeah, very happy with that. And once that's completely dry, I can go over with another colour and put some spots on it or something, which I probably will do because I like doing spots. I will let it completely dry, but they do layer over each other really, but I could just show you here in a minute. So you can see they will layer over each other without any kind of, you know, they're completely opaque. This white really doesn't want to work. I have had them a pretty long time now. I've been using them a lot. And I got a little blob of white and I managed to sort of control that, but I think I'm going to put that to one side and go with my Posca instead, where I need white now. So let's put him to one side. He's quite cute already. And let's try a chicken. These are so satisfying to use, and you know, so portable. You don't need a brush, you don't need water, but it is like having very controllable acrylic paint. I'm going to try and go with the grain where I can, because I think it'll be less hard on the nibs. But these wooden pieces are pretty smooth anyway, so I'll put that aside to dry. Well, I suppose this colour for the egg. Oh, I didn't realise that this pink colour is actually quite metallic, which is nice, but I wasn't expecting it. Oh, let's just take the little thing off. This one, I might do some stripes of other colours on this one, but let's give it an all over coat of this first. There we go. See how my bunny's looking. Still feels very slightly cool, which to me means it's probably very slightly damp still, but that's really good coverage. I don't think I'm going to have to do another coat. I think that's lovely. I'm really chuffed with that. Let's take all the labels off of these. Ta-da! Can you tell I've been playing with special effects and things on my editing software with my son's help. Thanks, Tom. So I'm thinking I might try a little ombre effect on this egg. This to this to this, what do you reckon? I don't know how well I'll be able to blend on the wood. I think the blending would be easier on a less porous surface, but we'll go for it. I'm going to start with the yellow. So I've coloured in the top, and then really quickly go in with the orange. And let's just use my little cotton bud to blend those. Oh yeah, that's working. That's working quite nicely. Bit more of the orange, and I can always do a second coat to work on the blending a bit more as well. And then into the pink, which is very pink. I'm not so sure about this. Let's keep going with it. Let's keep going. I feel like you have to be pretty quick. but let's have a bit more orange. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad. It needs work. And then I might just try. Let's see how the Poscas are going to mix with these. I'm hoping it'd be alright, because it'd be quite nice if I could mix into a white at the end as well. Let's hope I haven't messed up all my nibs. I don't think I have. Oh, there's yellow. And of course I could deepen it towards the edges as well to make it look more sort of rounded. That's quite pretty though. Okay. Yeah, that's okay, it makes a change. So that's that little experiment. I'd quite like to see if I can get like a pale pink by mixing the white and this metallic pink together. So let's see how that goes. What do I put down first? Let's put the white down first. Then I'm going to put some here, and I'm going to mix them together and hope for the best. Not sure that Posca likes mixing with, I don't know. Well, that's a mess, isn't it? So I might just let that one dry, come back to it in a minute. Really would like to get a softer pink. Let's just try mixing them on here first, because that wood is very absorbent, and I think that pink's just gone kind of straight into it. The other thing I want to try, so say there's a good layer of white on there first. Now I go in with just what's left, just the tiny bit that's left on those cotton buds. Now that's given me a much gentler pink. Yeah, that's better. That's more like what I was after. So I think that's the answer, where I want a gentle pink. So this is the kind of thing I'm going to have to do with my macarons, and I'm not sure how that's going to work then on glass. It's going to be a different kettle of fish, of course. So I think I need to just let that dry for a few minutes, put that to one side, and let's do my chicken. I'm going to lay some white down in the middle, and then some yellow. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, can you tell? And then some orange, and what I'm hoping is that I'm going to be able to blend all these together. If not, I will just go over it again, and I'm doing the whole lot in one go, so it's a little bit, I might even go for a tiny touch of that pink on the comb. Pink goes a very long way. It's not what I thought it was, that pink, when I picked it up. Let's start with that white, which is already dry. The whole lot is already dry. This would work better on a less absorbent surface. It is going, it is moving, it's not completely dry actually. It's quite fun. I'm sure the people who make Pintor pens, who is it? Is it Pilot? Pilot. Sure they'd have a kittens if they could see what I'm doing with their pens, but hey, I'm having fun. So you can kind of see where I was going there, and possibly with another coat I will get there. And of course there's all sorts of things you could put a crackle effect on these, which would be lovely. So I'm going to let that dry because I don't want to ruin my pen. And now I think I love my bunny as he is, but I feel like I do need to experiment. So I could put spots, or I could try and put fur. Do I want to go for realism and put fur? I'm just going to, nah, don't like that. Let's go back over it. But I think with the chicken, some little kind of indication of feathers would be quite fun. There we go, that's quite cute. Now, this one is the only one that to me looks a bit like it needs a second coat. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, leave that to one side. And this one I think I would quite like to try, seeing as the ombre is a little bit shady. I'm going to do some stripes on here. harder to do than you think. Let's do the 3 lines of this. And I guess if you wanted a sheen on these, you could put some Mod Podge on or something. You could put pretty ribbon through them if you didn't want the cord. They'd look lovely on one of those kind of wood trees that are painted where the branches are painted white. They'd look really cute on that, wouldn't they? So I think I'm going to leave that one as is. Yeah. Okay, bunny should be ready to go back to now. So first thing is a coat of white. I quite like to make those ears fade down into the pink. That's very pretty. Marshmallow bunny. Try and get you down a bit closer. That's quite nice. Okay, a bit more white. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I like the idea of it getting deeper pink towards the back, and then the little white tail. There we are. So that's where I am so far, and I think what I'll do with that one is do little white spots all over once it's dry. I might just do big spots on this one. Should I do turquoise spots because that's control? I haven't used any of this yet. Oh, it doesn't go with that. Or pink spots. I'm going to try pink spots. No, don't want that. Yes, I think we'll let that one dry. I quite like how this cute little pink one is turning out, just as he is actually. I don't think I want to put pink spots on him now. Just that is the pink I was hoping to have. I just want that pink all over now. Right, and what I want to try and do with this one is blend it into the white at the top. So let's go until they're nearly touching. And then blend them together. That seems to work fine. A bit more white. There we go. I think I'm done painting these for now. I've painted my hands as well. So there's my little, there's a little pale pink bunny. Colour's not showing up too well, but that's like a kind of marshmallowy pink fading into the white there, so it's quite pretty in real life. It's like sort of ombre chicken. I'll try and take some photos that show the colours better because they're not showing up too well on this. And I only think it looked quite nice just painted plain pastel colours as well. This one's the paint pen's taken a while to dry on this metallic one, so I don't dare put it down yet. Right, so that is those. I'm going to go and wash my hands, have a bit of a tidy up, and then I'm on to, I think I'll do these next. This is going to be a really quick video, but it's turning out to be quite long, I think. Right, I didn't have too much of a clean up, kind of more involved shoving everything to one side, as you can see if I pan out a little bit. So I'm leaving these to finish drying here before I try and put the beads and things back in. I think the next thing I want to try, by way of a complete change, is the fabric. So, where's my scissors gone? See, this is the trouble with not tidying up between, you don't know where anything is. I'm going to cut out this little motif. I think I will be able to see straight through. Yes. So what I'm going to do is just pencil this on. Anyway, right, so that's them. So let's see how this works, and I'm saving this because I'm hoping to transfer this into one of these cups as well. I need to start speeding up now, stop messing about. I got really engrossed in that. I'll probably have to cut through a lot this lot the process for this one. So I'm gonna, I thought I wanted this the pinky colour, but now I realise how metallic and how deep it is. I'm not quite so sure. I think I'm going to do this as well. I think maybe they are a tiny bit. Yeah, they are. As we watch, they are. I can see it better on the camera actually. This is American muslin that I'm. This is, well, we sell it in the shop as American muslin, and muslin is a different thing to us. It doesn't look like it's going to bleed anymore, and I think I can cover that with my stitches. So that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and finish these. It's going on nice and smoothly. This is quite a nice fine woven fabric, so be interested to see how it dries up. This metallic one is obviously a little bit different as well. I'm a bit disappointed that it's seeping outside the line so much. It won't matter for my purposes, but it might matter for some things. Yeah, this might behave differently because it's not a metallic one, I don't know. Sometimes when you're doing something that you know, where you're using up a lot of the ink or paint, it pays to just give it another little shake and a little prime part way through. I don't think this one is bleeding outside the lines quite so much, is it? Maybe it's something to do with the metallic, which has carried on spreading more. Well, as I say, for my purposes this time it's not going to matter, because I'm going to cut it out and applique it and stitch around it anyway, but you know, let's get at least a first coat on here. Oh, it smells lovely. So this was £3, this little set, which is pretty reasonable. I think it's so cute, isn't it? I do think there's definitely some possibility for it being part of a gender reveal, perhaps to an older sibling or something, I don't know. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna so I've done the white, and then quickly while it's still wet I'm doing the blue really close to it, and then I'm just quickly rubbing them both together, and then I can just go back in and add a little bit more white, and now I'm going to carry on and colour the rest in blue. Right, doing well, doing well. So I'm just going to try on camera one of these macarons, because I think this is all taking way longer than I thought it would. So let's just try one, and then I will finish the rest later this evening, and I'll probably put a photo at the end just so you can see. So my hope is that I can just put this little drawing of the one macaron that I've made and trace it through with one of the paint pens. I'm going to use the white because I think it will be less of a problem showing through. As I've taken so much time already, I've decided against having the stack of macarons. Let's just put one on there and then we'll see how we go. I could probably chisel it off and start again anyway. So I just want to roughly get this. I'm hoping this will go on. Yes, it is. Just want to roughly get this shape. So you've got that kind of smooth bit, and then you've got the rougher bit that comes in. Then you've got the filling, the rough bit again, and then the smooth. Hopefully the colour will make it look more like a macaron and less like a hamburger. Right, I need that to just dry for a minute. So while that's happening, I'm going to put my same little bunny motif on this cup, and also my, oh no, that's annoying, look, oh. What? How are you supposed to get that off? That's really annoying. That is not at all impressive. Well, what I'm going to do is just try out, I'm going to just freehand I'm not going to do the bunny again, because really it's just, I just want to see how it works on this surface. I can do this later after I've got all of this off, but just for completion I just want to try this surface. So I'm going to freehand some of my licorice all sorts that I've sketched out there, and as I say, bit of artistic license with the colours. I think it'll still be obviously licorice all sorts. I hate licorice all sorts, by the way. I hate licorice actually. Oh, going on this surface beautifully. Slightly tricky drawing on a curve, but the pens are behaving on this surface really nicely. I might want another coat. I'll see how it dries up. There you go, and then I'll put black in the middle, but again I want it to dry up first. Let's try one of those orange licorice sandwichy things. It does occur to me that I could use these to personalise my pencil storage, which is made of a very similar material to this. There, they're sort of blending together now, which shows a bit more, a bit pinker. Looks more like one of those like fruit pastel things, really. Just get the pink off of there. There's that one which is just a kind of a circle of white stuff with the black around it. Ugh. I'll put the black around that in a minute. And then yeah, there's this one that's, it's like white, yellow again, and the licorice layer is always slightly thinner. Let's try adding some of the black, because hopefully that's when it will start to look more like licorice all sorts. It's quite hard working on the round. Oh, it does look like a licorice all sort, doesn't it? The licorice doesn't usually go all the way out to the edges. Goodness knows why anybody would eat these things by choice. I can remember being given them as a kid, peeling them apart and taking all the licorice out and just eating the nice bits. Hey. Right, that's that. Let's just have a quick go at this one, because I am most definitely running out of time now. So I'm going to make this a peachy colour one. At least we'll be able to see how it works on this glass, because it's another thing I've never tried. Almost certain this will need 2 coats, but that's fair enough. So I think to get that, doesn't feel like I'm really going to be able to blend very well on the glass. So to get that darker, more sort of textured bit of the macaron, it dries fast, so that's good. Let's put another bit on here. I'm going to try dotting instead. Okay, so we're dry up here again. Let's see if we can get another coat. No, it's lifting off the coat before. I'm not desperately impressed with how they're working on glass, which is a shame because I love them for everything else that I've used them on. Just make sure I've got the paint flowing nicely. Yeah, actually getting the paint flowing and going really lightly over the surface is working a bit better. Needs work, I would say. Let me see if I can put a bit of something behind here, see if that helps to get it to focus. Just try something a little bit simpler as well, just out of curiosity now. I'm not hugely enjoying using them on glass. I probably need a bit more practice, but yeah, not my favourite on glass. But they worked absolutely beautifully on this, and I will carry on and finish this once I've got all this rubbish off. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm going to be interested to see how, I mean, I'm being pretty rough with that now and that's not moving. Let's try with a bit of water. Okay. Oh, that's coming off my finger. Yeah, that's not moving. I mean, I probably wouldn't put it in a dishwasher, but yeah, that's going to be fine if I use that as a little pen pot or paint pot or something. Yeah, and it'd be a really nice thing for Easter. You could fill it with mini eggs or pens or a chocolate egg or something. So that is that, and then I've got my bunnies done. They're quite cute, and I've got to tie all of these back on. So what I'm going to do, oh, and I've got my fabric now. Did that bleed anymore? No. The one that bled was the metallic one. I think maybe that's slightly different because this one, the normal one, hasn't bled outside the lines at all. So that's good. It might end up being the one I use as well. Okay, I'm going to have a bit of a clear up here and then take a picture to put at the end of everything. Took a lot longer than I thought. Didn't do everything I thought I was going to, but isn't that always the way? The only thing I was disappointed with was the glass. Yeah, not desperately impressed with that. I'm gonna, that bit's still a bit wet, but I'm just gonna try. Yeah, and that came straight off as well. So yeah, I personally wouldn't recommend these for glass. I'm not desperately impressed with them for glass. Okay, but for everything else, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Okay, let's get myself sorted out, and I will pop a nice picture at the end because this is just lovely. Look at the state of it. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed watching that. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.